What up, everybody? I was supposed to be smoking on red biscotti for the rest of the day and chilling after my workout, but Stars interrupted everyone's day-to-day with the news I'm sure everybody's already heard by now, that it was announced that Season 4 Power Book 2 will be the final season, coming in 2 parts, Part 1 premiering June 7th and Part 2 airing September 6th. It's almost like Stars did the good news, bad news thing with us with that announcement yesterday of the Power Origin series with the young Ghost and Tommy. Then today making the announcement about the final season of Book 2. And personally, I'm the type who wants bad news immediately. Save the good news for later. And like I said in a video I already made on this topic a couple months ago, seeing the writing on the wall, I was really hoping that this wouldn't happen. Because I've been watching Power all the way back to Season 1 in 2014. But with the closing of this chapter potentially creates the opening for a new series or two, like the Starz CEO recently said, that it's more cost effective to cancel a series after Season 3 or 4 and create new spin-offs from that series. But before we get to that point, we have a lot of unanswered questions that still have to be answered in Season 4. Because honestly, there was really no other way for this to go, because there's just way too much bad blood now for forgiveness between these characters. So the biggest question now going into Season 4 is, how will it end? Who dies? Who goes to prison? And who makes it out of this series alive? Getting me to the first look of Ghost Season 4, the teaser. The first clip they show is Tariq and Braden surrounded by a crew of men potentially right after being captured. Keep in mind the last time we saw Tariq and Braden, they were fleeing Noma's warehouse, and Tariq was telling Braden that they just started a war. This was right after both Kane and Effie just got a promotion as the new leaders for distribution for Noma. And the second clip from the trailer then shows Kane and Effie most likely in the same scene where they were just showing Tariq and Braden. Kane currently wants revenge on Tariq because he believes that Tariq was behind the drive-by on Monet. But when she wakes up and gets out of surgery, she might tell Kane that it wasn't Tariq who shot at her because she saw a female shooter. Get me to the next scene that shows Drew walking out of the bar right after getting done talking to Monet. And we know that the truth is that Drew was the mastermind who orchestrated the whole hit on Monet. So look for Drew to be covering his tracks in Season 4. And he may not be done with Monet either, because Drew is completely broken at this point and still wants revenge against Monet for both Lorenzo and Gordo. The next clip shows Kane with a drink in his hand, also with a suit on, looking like he's the new boss. Like I mentioned earlier, Kane and Effie both moved up at the end of Season 3, and Kane is most likely now making big moves and could potentially be the most powerful character at the beginning of the season now that he has Noma's manpower behind him and his girl by his side. But at the same time, can Kane really trust Effie? Because the fact she's already betrayed Tariq 3 times now, what makes Kane think that Effie won't do the same thing to him? Either though she has been loyal to Kane so far with the whole Lawrence situation, and she might fear Kane too much to try him like she does Tariq. Get me to the clip of Davis on the phone looking worried. This clip isn't giving too much info, but Davis is definitely in danger this season because the fact that the feds have so much dirt on him and may try to use it against him to get to Tariq and the Tejadas, coincidentally putting him in danger from both Tariq and the Tejadas at the same time. The next scene from the teaser is of a car pulling into some kind of warehouse. The car most likely looks like it's Braden's car pulling into this spot. And the biggest clue from this clip is the writing in the background that says Harlem. Power being a series that is based in New York, we definitely haven't heard much about Harlem throughout the duration of Power. We know the roots of the Power universe is from Queens, and the Castillos were from Brooklyn. And they done had plenty of business in Jersey, but this might be our first introduction to Harlem in the Power universe. The next clip shows Diana Tejada, and it looks like she's at some kind of altar, looking like she's praying. And the first thing that came to my mind was Raising Kane in Season 1 when Rock was at the altar praying, and Marvin asked her if she was praying for forgiveness. And Rock's reply to Marvin was that she was praying for forgiveness for what she was about to do. So this brings up the question, is Diana praying for forgiveness for something she did or for something she's about to do? Because we know that Diana did a lot of shady things at the end of season 3, trying to take out her own mother and trying to pin everything on Tariq, trying to get him killed at the same time. So she might have to do a lot more shady things moving forward to cover her tracks. And I'm going to skip a couple scenes for now and jump to the clip with Diana and Drew running like they're at a track meet. So obviously at some point in this season, their lives are going to come back to haunt them. Because dirt is never swept under the rug that easy in the Power universe. Because there's also a clip in the teaser of Monet letting out a screech. Emotions like we've never saw on Monet show before. Is this screech coming from her finding out that her children set her up to die? Or maybe after she finds out that one of her children have been killed? Keep in mind how cold Monet became after Zeke was killed. And even though Zeke was her favorite, if, and most likely when, another one of her kids is killed, Monet may lose it for real and be on serious demon time. Get me to the next clip with Tariq having his gun drawn on somebody. The one clue to notice from this clip is the fact that Tariq has black gloves on like he came to do dirt, while the person who has the gun drawn back at him doesn't have on gloves. So from the looks of this scene, Tariq is on the hunt either to put someone down or looking for answers. The next clip is of Noma sitting in her penthouse looking stressed out with a drink in her hand. Keep in mind that her daughter, Anya Covington, will be part of season 4 and could be a potential target of any of Noma's ops moving forward. The next clip is our second look at Detective Don Carter. Our first look at him was a picture of him talking to Monet. The area that he's in on this clip is similar to the clip of the scene we saw with the Harlem writing in the background. It is also similar to the area where Noma's warehouse is located. The next clip is of Tariq and Braden throwing down a bag of money. The big question is, where did this money come from? Is this money they got in a robbery, potentially robbing Noma, Kane, and Effie's deliveries, or something like that? Because the next clip we see is a van with a whole lot of bricks in the back going into flames. And it looks like it's at least 20 bricks, so it will be a significant amount of money lost for somebody. Is this Tariq and Braden lighting Kane's product on fire to cause problems between him and Noma? Because the next scene is very, very interesting. It shows Kane in a cage fight. So from the looks of things, Kane is going to be put in a desperate situation, needing money and having to turn to cage fighting, possibly to death. Possibly after Tariq and Braden rob his money, lighting his product on fire, leaving him in debt with Noma. Then we got Tariq with an all-black jacket on, with an all-black beanie, canceling Christmas on somebody, with the silencer on the gun and everything. This lets us know this is no spur-of-the-moment thing, that Tariq is there to put in that work and turn the lights out on somebody. Get me to the final clip of the trailer with Tariq standing in a very similar position that Ghost was standing right before Tariq shot him. This also looks like it's most likely at Club Truth, but there isn't the banister in front of him like the second floor of Truth. But keep in mind that Tariq lost his inheritance in the Weston Ponzi scheme, so Truth might be the only thing that Tariq has left from his inheritance, either though Truth was supposed to go to Simon Stern for getting Tariq into Stansfield. But Tariq standing in a similar position that Ghost was standing in, and knowing this is the final season of Ghost, gives me a lot of doubt that Tariq is going to survive this series. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.